Welcome to Rockstar Presenters Tip of the Week with personal trainer and Beachbody coach Chad Griffin. This week, we'll talk to Chad about plateaus in our workouts. So Chad, why do people get great results when they begin an exercise routine?
The way your body works is you have neural adaptations to different things that are going on in your body. So for example, a lot of people won't exercise for years. They'll put on a lot of weight and then they'll say jump right into an exercise program. So they may start running 2 miles a day. And they do that for months on end, and your body makes those neural adaptations right at the beginning, and then it stops making those. And a lot of people get frustrated because, say they may lose a total of 50, maybe even 80 pounds. And they'll come to me and they're really frustrated because they've lost that, and now for 3 or 4 months they're not losing any more weight, and they're asking me why. And I have to explain to them and tell them basically what I'm telling you now is your body gets used to it. So your body almost gets to the point where it's on cruise control. It's like if you jumped in a pool in the summer and the water was really, really cold and it shocked your body. After you've been in the water for a little while, your body gets used to it. So it's the same thing. If you go from absolutely nothing to running 2 miles a day, that's an extreme shock to your body. So your body makes those neural adaptations and is really going to shed the weight and burn lots of calories. After 4 to 6 weeks, maybe a couple of months of that, if you're still just running the same pace and running 2 miles every day, it becomes easy for your body, where your body basically gets on cruise control, so you're no longer having those adaptations to the workout anymore.
All right, so what can be done to change that?
A lot of times you can make subtle changes, maybe start running a little further. Maybe if you're running those 2 miles in 18, 19 minutes, or no matter what the minutes are, each day try to make it faster. In other words, if you're running it 19 minutes and 37 seconds, then the next day try to beat 19:37. If you run at 19:30 that day, then the next day run a little faster. Some other changes you can also do is changing the form of cardio you're doing. In other words, if you've been running or jogging inside, maybe try running outside, or maybe go to a stationary bike or riding a bicycle outside. Swimming is a very good exercise. It's one of the hardest ones to do, not only for convenience because of having to have a pool, but it's also one of the most difficult. You burn almost 3 times more calories swimming the same distance as you do running. But of course it's a lot harder to swim a mile than it is to run a mile. So just making subtle changes, and sometimes it may have to be drastic changes, because the thing about it, you thought, how much of a shock was it for your body to go from no running at all to 2 miles a day? So if you want those same results, you've got to go from 2 miles a day to what's going to be that same amount of shock as it was from nothing to 2 miles to what next. So you're going to really have to make a change, and a lot of people, they get frustrated and don't know what to do, so they stop working out. So that's what we're trying to do, is get you to make those changes so you still see those results that you were seeing at first.
Got it. Okay, so which is more important? Frequency, duration, or intensity?
At first, it's going to be the first two. It's the duration and the frequency. So in other words, how long are you working out and how often are you working out? So when you first start out, you don't want an extreme intensity, because your body's going to shut down. You're not going to get as much out of it, and you're increasing your chance of injury. So the main thing is set a distance, try to reach that distance, and try to do it often, at least 3 days a week. If you can do 5 days a week, that's the best. Once you start getting used to that, then the intensity is the most important thing you can do. So instead of going out there and running a methodical pace at 4 miles, run a mile as hard as you can. Or get on the elliptical machine, and instead of getting on the elliptical machine for 45 minutes at a time, just at a steady pace, go in there and do 1.5 minutes as hard as you possibly can. And then slow down long enough to catch your breath, and then go 1.5 minutes as long as you possibly can again. Slow down, catch your breath, and do that maybe 3 or 4 times. And you're done with your cardio in 20 minutes instead of 45 minutes to an hour, and you've burned as many or more calories in those 20 minutes as you were going to burn in that slow, methodical, or even medium pace. And again, it's a shock to your body, so it's something new, so your body's going to make those adaptations that you need to make. So stay tuned next week for our tip of the week, and we'll have some great information for you. And again, have a wonderful day.